Welcome back. It is Monday, December 25th in the NBA. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone out there. We got 5 picks, one for each game. We're going to talk about my favorite bet for every single game on Christmas Day. Hopefully you guys are having a great and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to all of you out there that celebrate. But first, we got some picks to recap of how we did on Saturday. There were no picks on Sunday, which is when this video is going live. But Alperen Sengun over 22.5 points plus assists. Honestly, should have just laddered him up. The man had a career high in points. We appreciate Mr. Sengun, a COS Hall of Famer. We also had Jalen Brunson for 25 points and Giannis 20 plus. Free. Nothing else to say there. Easy money. We're talking about Jalen Brunson in a couple minutes. And then Cade Cunningham, our loser, over 23.5 points. Did not get it done. He really got into foul trouble early in the first half. Didn't play a lot of minutes in the second quarter. Ended up with, I think, 22. And then Desmond Bane and under 37.5 PRAs. I think he had his career high on the season. Not his career high, but definitely close to it. No, not taking another under until 2024. Man, unders just, we are not getting them going. But we don't have any unders today. We got 5 picks. Let's dive into them. A reminder, there are a couple free squares. One on Underdog Fantasy for LeBron James to score 1 point. He is going to do that on Christmas Day. Take advantage of that. Sign up using our code COS. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. Same exact offer, but on PrizePicks, they have a free square for Kevin Durant to score 1 point. It's only for Christmas Day for all users. Use it. If I were to use it, I'll show you kind of how I would play them later on in this video. But Durant scoring you 1 point. Reminder, use our code COS and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's dive into the picks though today. We have a long video. Let's dive into the first one. And it's going to be we're just going to break it down game by game. We're just going to talk about each game and my favorite bet in each of them. And this first one, going to look very similar to what we just played on Saturday. A little bit different. It's Jalen Brunson, 25 plus points, and Julius Randle, 20 plus points. This is plus 110. Bet365. Now, while I'm recording this video, there are not a lot of lines for a lot of different books. A lot of books are sleeping in, not putting out lines too early. But I imagine, for all the picks in this video, you should get similar odds to what I'm doing. I got a couple same game parlays, a couple straight bets, some ones with easy pivots. The easy pivot here, we're probably taking Brunson's regular over in points, which is about 26.5. They've moved it up, but I really like Brunson. Honestly, we've talked about this again. We talked about it in that matchup against the Bucks just on Saturday. Once again, playing the Bucks, a team that he's just dominated. He scored 44, 45, 24, and 36 points in his last 4 games against them. He's just been cooking them. We talk about it all the time. The Bucks just cannot defend guards. They can't guard guards. I say it too many times, but I really think that it's just another matchup back at home. This is a +3. They're only +3. I think they have a chance of winning this game and covering because they just got smoked, and now they're only +3, which is the same line as the first game. I think they're close in this one. They're not going to be close if Brunson is not out there playing pretty well. So I think he can get you 25 points. Then Randall's the other leg, 20 plus points. That's something he has done in 3 of his last 4 versus Bucks team, scoring 25, 16, 41, and 25 points in his last 4 games against the Bucks. His 16-point effort, sure, not great, but he did shoot 5 for 20 in that game. He's attempted a ton of free throws against them, and Randall's actually been on a heater, 20 plus in 13 straight games, including 25 and 35 in his last 2 Christmas Day games. So obviously, though, not necessarily included in that 13 straight 20 plus point games, but I really like these two fellas of the New York Knicks, my favorite team. Brunson 25 points and Randall 20 plus points. I really like it. You could include some legs from the Bucks, but I'm just going to include the 2 guys I'm pretty confident are going to shoot a ton of shots for the New York Knicks on Monday for Christmas Day. That's the earliest start. Now let's go to the second game. We got the Warriors traveling on the road in Denver, taking on the Nuggets. I'm going to trust a Denver Nugget, and that's Jamal Murray. I like his over 24.5 points plus rebounds, -122 on FanDuel. Now, like I said, I talked about the free squares for Durant and LeBron. If I'm going to pair them with other things, this is probably one of my favorite straight bets of the day is Jamal Murray's over in points plus rebounds. Now, like I said, there's not a lot of books with lines out right now. FanDuel was one of the main ones that had lines for every single game. Now, their lines could be off from what the normal market's going to be in their positive or the negative direction. This could be better line for you out there. But at the end of the day, I think Murray's going to clear it regardless of what line you take. Now, we look at Murray, who enters this season. He's averaging 23.2 points plus rebounds. His last 4 games been playing really well. 26, 24, 37, and 32 points plus rebounds, going over in 4 straight. Now, in those games, 14, but then 22, 19, and 19 field goal attempts. Attempting a ton of shots kind of comes at the detriment of Nikola Jokic, who hasn't really been that aggressive scorer in the basketball. But we've seen his minutes increase, 33-ish minutes the last 3 games, kind of, return back from injury early on in December. Obviously, they kind of worked into his minutes, but he's playing 32, 33 minutes a night, and Murray is going to show up. I have pretty confidence that he'll show up on a Christmas Day game. And we've seen in 2022, his other Christmas Day game, he scored 23 points, 5 rebounds on 20 shots. 2022, 26 and 5. They did that on, 19 field goal attempts, I believe, maybe 19 or 20. But look, the field goal attempts are going to be there. He's back at home in a favorable matchup for him. I really like the matchup against the Warriors this season. Warriors have allowed the 6th most points per game to point guards, but they've also, over the last 15 14 games, allowed the most rebounds per game to point guards as well. You think about Jamal Murray, not going to defend Stephen Curry. That's probably KCP's job. And maybe he guards Klay Thompson, or maybe they kind of hide him on someone else. But I think he's just going to be weak side for a lot of rebounds. Coming off a 12 rebound game, Jokic was in foul trouble there, so don't read too hard into that. But it's been a matchup that he's played well in. His last 4 against Golden State, 26, 21, 38, and 29 points plus rebounds. I think he's going to shoot the ball a ton back at home. I mean, you think about we're going to be backing a lot of stars on Christmas Day because normally these guys are at home or they're on the road and they know everyone's going to be tuning in. Every player dreams of playing on Christmas Day, and I think they're just going to want to show up and give the fans. I mean, the fans are paying their hard-earned money to go there on Christmas Day when they could be doing anything else, so I think they like to show up for those fans out there. But I really like Jamal Murray. Now let's move to the third game. We got the Celtics taking on the Lakers, a big game. We're talking all about the Lakers, though, today, although there are a couple legs I do like. I'm doing another same-game parlay here. I'll talk about it in a second. I really like Jason Tatum today, but I won't have him in this parlay because he's burned me a few too many times. But here is it. 3-leg, same-game parlay. LeBron James to get 25 points and 6 assists, and Anthony Davis to get 20 points. In an ideal world, LeBron's cooking, and then when he passes it, hopefully it's the AD for some easy lay-ins. But if you're on like a Bet365 or a different book, you can certainly take LeBron for 5 or for 7 assists since they moved D'Angelo Russell back onto the bench yesterday and the Saturday game against the Thunder. Even before then, LeBron was still cooking and getting a ton of assists, but now D'Lo's on the bench, and really it's AD and LeBron in the starting lineup that are going to have to carry the team. And we've seen in LeBron's last 3 games, first Boston, he's taken it personal, 30, 33, and 41 points. I believe the last game that he played against them was that iconic Pat Bev showing the ref the camera. I believe that was the last one, but either way, he's at 25 plus and 3 straight in general. LeBron's also scored 38 and 39 in his last 2 Christmas Day games. LeBron, he's obviously, an icon. He's always going to want to show up on the biggest days of the year. And I imagine that's Christmas Day. He'll want to show up. And I think he can get us 5 points. Obviously, it's a high line. His regular line is about 26.5, 27.5. But I just think he'll have to be up there and have to go score. And I think he can do it against the Celtics. He's also had 6 assists in 9 straight games. He's had 9 and 8 in his last 2 versus Boston and 10, 10, 7, and 5 in his last 4 Christmas Day games. So LeBron's going to have the ball in his hands pretty much every single possession, given they moved D'Lo to the bench. Reeves is on the bench too. And then the starting lineup, you got like Jared Vanderbilt, you got Cam Reddish, and Torian Prince, I think is the guy starting. So yeah, LeBron's going to be running point and also controlling this the tempo. And then AD, I think he can get us 20 plus. He's done that in 5 of his last 6. A lot of volume now that D'Lo's on the bench. He's had 24 plus points in all 3 career Christmas Day games. So I like this one unit to plus 102. I think it's a pretty solid one. You might get better value, like I said, but I'll take a chance at it. It's plus money. I'll take any day of the week. 25 and 20 from AD and LeBron, and then 6 assists from LeBron as well. I kind of flipped those up. I think you know what I mean. Let's move on to the fourth pick. Apologies for not having any slides here today. Obviously still back at home trying to get these videos out. We have a bunch of other videos for Christmas Day. We have a Monday. We have an NFL best bets video. We have an NFL parlays video. Ton of other stuff. So sorry for no notes, but I think you understand. Let's move to the fourth game. We're talking all about the Sixers going to Miami. There's actually probably be the first player we back that is on the road. It's Tyrese Maxey, the COS Hall of Famer. I don't know if he was in there yet or not, but he's in there. Over 35.5 points, rebounds, assists, PRAs, minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, normally I like to bring up, and you've heard in this video, I've talked about guys, how they performed on Christmas Day, but Maxey has never played in a Christmas Day game, so let's hope his first ever one is some stuff on the stat sheet. And this is a game I think is pretty close. I mean, think about the Heat at home. They're only like 1.5 point dogs. I imagine a lot of people will be on Philly because Philly's been a wagon this season. I think that the Heat have a chance at not winning this game outright, but they certainly could, and at least keeping this game close. And if it's close, Maxey's going to play a ton of minutes. Now, this season, the Heat have allowed the third most points per game or assists per game to point guards. Now, on the flip side, third fewest rebounds per game to point guards. And while you might be like, Austin, why we're back in PRAs, normally do Maxey for PAs or points. Sure, you can do either of those. But when I look at a guy like Maxey, which I would take this at 36.5, his points plus assist line was 32.5. PRAs was 35.5, which is what we're taking. And I think there's a realistic possibility he at least gets us 3 rebounds. If he doesn't, we're probably going to need a lot of scoring from him or assists. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think he can certainly grab 3 rebounds for a guy averaging 4 on the season. So if he gets 4, we have better value on the points, rebounds, and assists than we do the PA. At the end of the day, when we think about who Maxey will defend, it's not going to be Tyler Hero. not going to be Bam Adebayo, and not going to be Jimmy Butler if he even plays. So you're thinking about a guy that's probably on the weak side shooting or sitting in the corner. Maxey will be down there to grab rebounds. And we've seen him have games where you can grab, 5, 6, 7, 8 rebounds per 4. Maybe we get one of those on Christmas Day. I mean, you can see guys kind of hustling out there. Maybe he's one of those. But we see Maxey averaging 37 PRAs on the season. He is over this line in 17 of 27 games, which is about 63%. Now, the 10 games you went under, you look at 6 of them, didn't even play more than 34 minutes. We've seen the Sixers be featured in a ton of blowouts. Typically, they are the team blowing out the other team, and Joel Embiid's just cooking the other team. But you think about Bam Adebayo, one of the best defensive centers in the NBA, and that Eric Spoelstra and the Heat, they will have a game plan to slow down Joel Embiid, who is cooking basically any defense in sight. So I think they'll maybe throw some double teams at him, and maybe we'll see Maxey have to carry this offense a little bit. And we've seen them when they play some really good competition. Normally Maxey steps up. So I think the volume's there for Maxey from driving to the hoop. I don't see Bam trying to come over and try to block those shots, given that he probably has to have his hands right next to Joel Embiid all game long. And I think Maxey has a good chance at stuff in the stat sheet. So I really like him. We love Maxey. He's been treating us really nicely. He's our COS Hall of Famer. We love him. Give me his over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists as my 4th play of the day. My 5th and final play, wrap it up. We're going to Mavericks versus Suns, and I'm taking another same game parlay. I apologize for doing several of these in this video, but I really like this one because I feel like I said, FanDuel's the only book with lines. I don't really know if they're inflated or not, but there's not a lot I can choose from, so I like to go to the same game parlays that I feel like are pretty good and pretty safe. Now we look at this one. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, pretty simple. Kevin Durant, we need 25 points and 4 rebounds from him. And Devin Booker, we just need 25 points from him. That is minus 104 on FanDuel. Wish we got better value there. Maybe you do, but I still really like this one. We look at Durant, 25 plus in 23 straight games, he scored 25 straight points. That's crazy. Durant has 4+ rebounds in 21 of 24 this season. He also had 37 and 7 in his only game versus Dallas with the Suns. That was last year, I believe last April, or I think March or April. Now, obviously, we think about Durant, not necessarily known as the best rebounder in the world. What I do know is he's not going to defend Luka Doncic. He probably guards Grant Williams, and we know Grant Williams sits in the corner. So I think it'll be weak side be able to grab some boards. I mean, he grabs, 21 of 24 games, pretty good hit rate. I'll take my chances there for Durant, who scored 25 plus points in 23 straight against the Mavericks, who really aren't the best defensive team. And on the other side, I think this comes down to Devin Booker. Do we get 25 points from Book? Obviously, no Bradley Beal. Don't have a lot of offensive options. Booker, 28, 11, and 36 in his last 4 versus Dallas. Does have 25 plus in 6 of his last 7. Did go under last game, had 24 points. Didn't shoot the ball well. Back at home, we know they have that Luka Doncic and Devin Booker kind of rivalry. Guys don't really love each other. I think Booker will show up on Christmas Day. I don't necessarily know. I think Durant scores more points than them, but I think Booker will get us 25. I mean, he normally does that. He can get to his spots. The Mavericks, let's be honest, Mavs don't play a whole lot of defense, especially in the paint. So I think Book will be able to get to the dribble, to be able to go past some guys, get to the paint, get fouled, get to the free throw line, do his thing. So you just watched one best bet every single game, 5 picks. I normally don't do a video like this where we kind of do a pick in every single game, but I really do like it. I like the slate. I'm going to be watching every single game. Might as well have something to sweat in them. And I love all 5 of these picks. So let's go 5-0. If we do, we give away some money. That'd be pretty cool. But as always, have a Merry Christmas, have a happy holidays. And of course, if you want to sign up for Sleeper or PrizePicks, they both have, and Underdog Fantasy, they all have free squares all down below in the description. You guys have a wonderful day. Apologies for any background noise, but I appreciate you. When those NFL videos are live, they will be linked on the screen. NFL Best Bets, we're on a heater there. NFL Parlays for Monday. Check them out. It's Austin signing out. See you in the next one. Peace. Have a Merry Christmas. See you later. Peace.